The beauty of stepping out on faith is discovering something new. Hey y'all, it's Kourtney back again with another video. If you've seen my last video, then you know this is a continuation of painting these pieces that I have. I've been working on this dish. So far, I've just painted like the outside here, like this sky blue color. But in this video, I wanted to talk about stepping out on faith because I feel like it's really important, especially nowadays. And I feel like there's a lot of, I wouldn't say fear in the air, but there's a lot of uncertainties and unknowns, I feel like, nowadays. And I want to talk about the importance of stepping out on faith, especially in times of uncertainty. So you know how they say, all you need is the faith of the mustard seed? I feel like that's really true. Before we get into it, let me light my little incense. If you guys haven't seen my last video, I showed this incense holder that I made and this cool little, oh my gosh, dish that I made. This is the first clay piece I've ever made. If you don't know me, or if you haven't seen my last video, I am a digital artist turned clay enthusiast, clay maker turned artist, just artist, period, really. And I think that's actually really timely to say at this time, since I am talking about like stepping out on faith and the importance of that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like making a move or taking the next step on something, there could be a lot of fear involved. And I feel like sometimes we may not make a move that we want to make because we're afraid of the outcome or afraid of like how it's going to turn out. And that's where faith comes in, and where faith is actually really important. Because sometimes, you know, you just got to step out on faith. If you've never heard that term, maybe you've heard the term take a leap of faith. It's kind of like the same thing. And sometimes it's important to just, even if you don't know how it's going to work out, even if you don't know what the outcome will be, if it's something that you felt called to do, or you felt called to try in any way, if you feel called to start something, whether it's a project or even like a new career path, a new career change, sometimes you do just have to step out on faith and trust that you will be okay. You know what I mean? So whether you pray, believe in God, have a spiritual belief, you know, whether you believe in spirit guides, angels, the universe, you know, any type of higher power, I feel like faith is still kind of a part of that as well. Even if it's just faith in your soul, your spirit. I think having something to lean on is really helpful when it comes to stepping out on faith, even if it's just leaning on yourself, you know, whether you have any particular spiritual beliefs or not. Even if you just got yourself, step out on faith, you know, bet on yourself sometimes. I think it can be scary, you know, it can be scary trying something new, doing something new, especially when you don't know how it's going to turn out, especially when you don't know what the outcome would be. But what do we know? Like, I mean, we don't know the outcome of a lot of stuff we do, honestly. So if it's something that you're really called to do or something that you want to try, just step out on faith. Give it a try, because you don't know until you know. You might be sitting on $1 million idea and you don't know until you know. You don't know until you try. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. You don't know until you try, but also you don't know until you know. Doesn't that sound like one of those like old people sayings? They're like, you don't know until you know. But it's true though. I mean, the elders, they were on to something. It sounds so simple, but sometimes it really is just that simple. Like I said in the beginning, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I was a digital artist for many, many years. And I had these dreams and aspirations to like step out and do something new, try something new. But I feel like I let fear kind of get in the way. And excuse me if I sound congested. I am. I don't know, like my allergies are crazy. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. It'd be like that sometimes. Oh yeah, I feel like I had a lot of things that I wanted to try, and I was kind of letting fear dictate my actions. And when I say that, I mean, I was kind of holding back on taking the next step with things that I really wanted to try because I was a little uncertain about how it would turn out, how it would go, you know. I want to show you guys this real quick. If you can't tell, I am kind of a beginner when it comes to painting. I haven't painted since undergrad, which is a while ago. So for all my painters out there, we all had to start somewhere. So that's part of the reason why I've been kind of documenting my journey of, I guess, my artist journey, and kind of taking you guys with me along the way as I like try new things, explore new styles of art, new styles of creativity that I haven't explored before. That was me stepping out on faith, you know? Like I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. When I made this piece here, I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I watched so many videos of people making clay. I don't know if I mentioned this video, but this is air dry clay. People making clay, polymer clay, air dry clay, you know, ceramics, pottery. And I wanted to try, you know, sculpting and making things with my hands, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I watched so many videos and finally I'm like, girl, are you going to keep watching or are you going to like do something about it? And I feel like that's kind of like what stepping out on faith means to me in a way. And I apologize again. I feel like I sound so congested. Like my allergies are crazy, but I didn't want that to stop me from saying what I got to say. I don't know if I like this color. I was gonna try like this light blue color. Can y'all see? Around the perimeter. So I have this sky blue on the outside and I'm doing this, what is this, navy blue on the inside. And I was gonna do this lighter blue like around the perimeter here. Almost like a transition. I was gonna do like some clouds on the outside and probably some stars on the inside, but I want to let the inside dry a little more because, yeah, I want to do another layer. So I think I'm actually gonna start working around the edges here. But yeah. So where was I? I think I was talking about starting something new, starting a new journey, not knowing what it was gonna look like. And that's how I was with this. I still don't know. I'm still just trying stuff. Sometimes you just gotta try. You know, it doesn't always have to be perfect. You don't always have to know exactly what you're doing. But like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I was watching so many videos and finally I'm like, you know, let's just buy some stuff. Let's just try. Because you don't know unless you try. So I just feel like take the leap. You know, try something new. If you watched my last video, I talked about charting a new path. It don't have to look like what everybody else is doing. It don't have to look like anyone else's journey because this is your journey. We all have our own individual journeys here and it's about doing what is best for you. So even though it may be scary to take that leap of faith, I actually think it's scarier to not take that leap of faith, if that makes sense. It's scarier to never try, never know, always wonder, what if? I think that's scarier than actually stepping out on faith and trying something new. Even if, can y'all hear that? My neighbors are a little loud. I think it's actually scarier to not try. You don't want to, I hate to sound like that, but people say this all the time. You don't want to look back, you know, 20, 30 years from now and wonder, why didn't I try? Why didn't I do this? Why did I stay small? Why did I never do this? I hate to say that because it sounds so fear-mongery. That's not my intent. But I will say this. I know this is a little unrelated, but it was something, and I wish I could remember where I heard it or who I heard it from. And this is not fully related, but kind of. They pretty much said when you think about certain things in your life that feel really, really important now, or you're trying to make a decision about something, or think something may happen in your life, or you may be going through something or worried about something, think about yourself 50 years from now, 40 years from now, 30 years from now, 20, even 10 years from now. Would that version of yourself care? Would it matter? Would you even remember it? Would it be important? And if the answer is no, don't sweat it. You know what I mean? So maybe in this situation, if you think ahead to like an older version of yourself 20 years in the future, what would they think? Would they be happy, sad, excited, thankful, grateful that you took the leap? You know? Would that version of yourself be like, yo, I'm so glad I did that thing because look how it turned out. Look how it just worked out for me. Or would that version of yourself be like, yeah, I thought this was something I wanted to do at that time, but in reality, I'm glad I didn't. You know, and we can't always, predict how our future selves are going to be like. I mean, that's life. So I wouldn't worry too much about the future. I know that sounds crazy to say, but that's kind of how I feel. I wouldn't worry so much about the future because in reality, even though I just gave that example, you have no idea what your future self is going to want. Yo, okay, so I'm trying to paint as a little beginner painter, and I don't know if I can talk and paint at the same time. We're going to try. I'm already messing up, y'all. But that's okay. Because I'm trying something new. Even if it don't turn out like I wanted to, like I'm going all over the edge right now. I'm hoping that I can clean it up with some paint. Maybe I should have did the rim first. Because what did I just say? You don't know until you know. But I feel like also sometimes that's the beauty of it. Discovering something new. Charting a new path, like, isn't that exciting? Like, if you think about the last thing you did where you like really stepped out on faith and you didn't know how it was going to turn out, how did you feel? Even if it was something small, like you tried a food that you don't typically try and you thought you might not like it that much. I don't know, that's such a small example, but I don't know. But like, if you think about the last time in your life you stepped out on faith, how did it turn out? Do you feel like it was a good idea? Do you feel like it was a horrible idea? And if you feel that way now, how will you feel 10 years from now? Will you be happy and thankful for the experience? I feel like I'm getting too like philosophical. That was not my intention. But I will say the beauty of stepping out on faith is discovering something new, charting a new path, stepping into a new era, creating a new beginning, a new starting point for yourself. I think that's the beauty of life. I don't think we're meant to just do the same thing every day for the rest of our lives. I don't think we're meant to stay the same. I really do believe we come here to evolve and grow and learn and explore and just enjoy this human experience. And sometimes that involves stepping out on faith. So if I could say anything, I would say don't limit yourself. Okay, here we go, because that's the magic gem for the day. You see my other videos, I have like a bunch of like messages and words and affirmations that I write down in my phone. And I don't have access to my phone right now because it's literally recording. But I know this one by heart because it comes up for me a lot. And it goes, don't limit yourself. There's so much you can do, but you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Period. You don't. So I would say don't limit yourself. You have way more potential than you think. You have way more potential than you think. There's so much more to you than you've even uncovered or unlocked yet. So don't limit yourself. There's so many things that you can do, even if you may not be aware of it yet. But also on the flip side, you don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. Don't let anyone force you into doing things that don't work for you either. But we are getting off track. I feel like I'm so off track. Yeah, so step out on faith, y'all. Step out on faith. Don't be afraid. It's okay. It works out. It doesn't work out. You had an experience. You know what I mean? Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Don't limit yourself. I have lost the color that I was using here. I hope it was this one. But yeah, give yourself some credit. If you were looking for a sign to try something new, not to sound like one of those videos, this is your sign. But no, if you were looking for a sign to try something new, give something else a try, maybe this is your sign. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. pray on it. Meditate on it. But that's all I have to say, y'all. So I feel like I just rambled and rambled, but we got to the point eventually, which was step out on faith. Take the leap of faith. You never know. It could lead to the greatest growth that you've had yet. It could lead to amazing new opportunities, new friends, new skill sets, new career, just a new outlook on life. I think that's another thing that's important as well. When you take that leap of faith, like I feel like it's such a confidence boost. And you have this feeling that's like, oh my gosh, like I did it. I did the thing. And you know what? I'm okay. Whether the outcome was how you wanted it to be or not, there's a lesson in that as well. So don't be afraid. Step out on faith. You got this. Okay? I'm telling you, you got this. All right, bye, y'all. Oh, yeah, wait. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you want to hear more talks like this, where I'm just talking, yapping, and painting, even though I still haven't finished this. But I'm going to clean up the outside a little bit. So I'm going to put some clouds here, put some stars in here, and we'll see. I'm excited about it. Go ahead and subscribe if you like videos like this, or you want somebody to just, talk, paint, chat it up, ramble. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. Bye. Always so I can move on closer to my